Hi, this is your tarot forecast for all the signs for the new moon of August 2nd, 2016. Watch the general meaning of this moon and then skip over to your sign by clicking Show More in the description bar below and clicking the timestamp that correlates to your sign. Be sure to also watch your rising, ascendant, and moon sign because this is going to give you a more complete picture for this time frame by combining all three. So this is a new moon, and as many of you know, a new moon augurs in new beginnings. Some new thing is going to occur, a new development, a new chapter is opening. There are fresh possibilities according to wherever this moon falls in your birth chart or your solar chart. So the energy of this new moon is going to be felt the most strongly beginning August the 2nd and lasting through September the 2nd. This new moon is in the sign of Leo. And so the things connected to Leo are highlighted. Children, your personal interests, your hobbies, entertainment, seeking pleasure, recreational activities, all of that good stuff is the focus right now. So additionally, there could be someone in your life who is very important to you. This person could become a central figure in your life. And maybe your affairs even revolve around this person during this time, or vice versa. And you may feel a very deep sense of satisfaction because of this connection with this person. You're also going to feel a greater sense of confidence. You're going to be willing to step into your role as a leader. And it's going to be easier for you to express your feelings to other people. You may feel generous, you may feel positive. And during this time, there could be an emphasis on the provider in the home. Now, this new moon falls in an area of the sky that classical astrologers considered conducive for respect, prestige, and charm. So this would be an excellent time if you have future goals, or you're thinking of your future plans, or you're working on a project or something that you want to achieve. This would be the moment to work on building the foundation for that, to look over your finances and make some investments. This would be a time to go after that big account or seek a raise or promotion. If you have any important meetings, try to schedule them during this period. Your travel plans would be good right now. What you should avoid, if you can, is getting involved in petty disputes or gossip or rumors or tyrannical kinds of behaviors. Although you should avoid failing to speak up for yourself, because this moon is about leadership and it signifies power, gain, and respect. So those of you who are seeking any answers to questions related to profit and gain, this could be a time where you get some positive responses, particularly when you're seeking a position of authority. This would be the time for positive use of the traits of Leo, strength and nobility, to assert yourself as opposed to petty aggression. However, this is not the time to avoid confrontation or for you to hide in fear. So courage and boldness are called for. Now, this moon is at 10 degrees Leo, and the key word associated with this degree is indulgence, which is fitting for this moon because Leo rules the 5th house of pleasure and fun, romance. So indulgence, we can think of that as the gratification of desire, pleasure, habit, extravagance. It could also be the allowance or tolerance or liberal treatment. And third, it could be catering to someone's moods or whims. We also have the Five of Wands as the card associated with this degree. And so this indicates that there's going to be during this period, at some point, there's going to be perhaps a sense of unrest or unease. There could be some disagreements that you have to contend with, or maybe you are challenging other people, or they are challenging you. Maybe you are defending yourself or having to defend others. Some of you are involved in competition and you are focused on your ambitions. Many of you may be involved in power struggles. So there's a desire to take the bull by the horns and blaze a trail this month. And because of that, there could be some unexpected events that occur, whether that's in your career or your personal life, that are going to give you pause. And you will question your motives, the motives of others, where you are in this moment, your work, your goals, and again, the validity of your relationships with other people. Some of you will respond by behaving honorably. You will go beyond what is required and perhaps even do more than necessary, which again could be, relate to indulgence by allowance or tolerance or liberal treatment. Some of you may, bow to the demands of others. You may cater to someone else's moods or whims. Because some of you, no matter how upset you feel about something or someone, you may resist the temptation to push the envelope, to push that boundary. It's likely that during this period, either you or other people are going to make a situation a lot more complicated and difficult than necessary. Some of you may be having inner conflicts, in which case it's going to be impossible for you to make decisions, to make up your mind, to move forward. But the more difficult it is for you to reconcile with your inner self, the more difficult it's going to be for you to get along with other people. Some of you will be feeling as if you're constantly in a battle, that the minute you deal with one issue and confront one problem, another one crops up for you. So be careful of burning yourself burning yourself out in no-win situations. So this month, I feel, will be characterized to some degree with difficulties in relationships and with the other sex. So there could be loneliness, depression, perhaps you are focused on some inner inhibitions that you're dealing with. Maybe some of you are even ill. There could be a focus on where you have been repressed or where you've been holding yourself back. Many of you will have to confront misunderstandings, mistakes that have occurred, illusions, places where you have deceived yourself. You may be confronted with deception with others or behaviors that are undermining to your associations. This would be a time to take the initiative and the leadership to have frank and open discussions and frank behavior with other people. For many of you, you will have new contacts, new associations and friendships. You'll be meeting with people and you'll be more sociable. So this is a moon that focuses on the individual's attitude toward friendship and marriage. So naturally, this is going to play out differently for each sign. So let's take a look at how this will manifest for each zodiac sign. Aries, this new moon falls in an area for you that emphasizes children and schools, romance, entertainment, gambling and sports, investments, pleasures, holidays, and creativity. So this is a good month for pleasurable pursuits and hobbies. You may have interests linked with young people, children, or romance may stimulate your social activities. So romantic pursuits and artistic creativity are highlighted. But you have the Three of Swords, and so on some level there's a sense of frustration, grief, heartbreak, or disappointment, maybe even interference. So this period, you're going to come to some better terms with yourself, and you're going to have to make some concessions and readjust your outlook, because some situation could be challenging for you to maintain your sense of rationality. There's going to be a breakdown in communications or negotiations of some sort that's going to bring a bitter truth for you. It's going to trigger some kind of a wake-up call. Now, some of you may not be surprised if you get this piece of bad news or something doesn't go your way. You may have halfway expected this, and you may just feel a relief that now things are over, you can move on and figure out your next course of action. For others of you, you're going to be surprised and disappointed, and something is going to fall through for you at the last minute. Be careful about having self-pity or sabotaging yourself. This is a wake-up call for you to look at where you have been wasting your time, your talent, your energy, and where you may have repeatedly been not applying yourself and trying to take a shortcut. So any kind of delay or disappointment or loss that you are experiencing during this period is probably because you either over or underestimated your own talent, yourself, or another person. So you could be feeling frustration about things falling into place, or trying to end a struggle, or making a decision. Or some of you will be struggling with your frustration because you just need to seek some peace and some harmony. Taurus, this new moon for you falls in an area that emphasizes family members, home life, and possibly a parent or some older individual. So some of you will be making some major changes in your home through repairs, remodeling, and some of you may be moving to a new residence. Any pending matters concerning a home or property may have to be handled at this time. If you work at home, if you have a home office, or you use it as a base of operation, it may undergo some changes as well. So any old matters or conditions may be resolved now, and you will be making future plans so that you can have new beginnings. So your card is the Page of Cups. So there is a significant turning point for you. You may have been involved in a situation that had been going on for quite some time, and this will now change course. Your feelings are also changing, and either you are going to be getting closer to someone, or you may be feeling as if you need to end this relationship. Now, also in connection to this, there could be a significant turning point because you are mourning something. Someone or something may be passing, and that could be metaphorically or indeed literally. And there may be feelings connected to your ancestry or what has come before, or strong feelings about the past. Gemini, your new moon falls in an area that emphasizes family contacts, siblings, and neighbors. So there will be an exchange of ideas, receiving news, letters, or documents, and handling personal correspondence. Generally, this is going to be a very busy month of communicating, visiting with others, and making frequent short trips. You may have a great deal of projects going at this time that you're trying to juggle, and this may cause you to scatter your energies. Some of you will be undertaking some new studies, and there may be some important decisions that may have to be made. So you receive the Hierophant, and this card is connected to educational institutions, religious institutions, could be banking, government, and any body of people where there is a standard norm of behavior. This card is about tradition and doing what is expected, following the rules. And so for you, perhaps there is an emphasis on doing what is expected of you. This could be a time period where you actually get a whole lot accomplished, or you can work in ways that work against you, where whatever you decide to do, if you're going against the grain, it could produce some serious repercussions for you later. So this is a time period where things are going to kick up just a little bit. Your professional life, your family life, or your love life is going to be somewhat more exciting, although also more demanding. You are being urged to be careful in the lovers, partners, and associates that you choose, because this card warns of perhaps a scandal on the horizon. And if you get involved in a sticky situation, you may not be able to extricate yourself as quickly as you hope. Now, this is a time for you to sort of maintain your focus, make some compromises, try to relate to the other person's point of view. And in so doing, some of your relationships will be strengthened and others will be more streamlined. If you feel cheated about an expectation you had, it could make it difficult for you to move forward. But any kind of setback you encounter is likely due to some kind of inconsistency in your own behavior or your own communication that brings harm to you in some way. Financial problems could also be of some concern. So make sure that you're not being reckless or you're not participating in dangerous behavior. You need to double check your facts and things. And if you feel a strong attraction to someone or a strong irritation with someone, be careful about moving in a way where you convince yourself that the ends justifies the means. I do feel that some kind of revelation will be shown. There's going to be a new perspective, some new information that comes to light. You may have a greater sense of self-awareness, or this may be a time where you need to think about doing something differently. It may be time for you to think outside of the box. Cancer, you have the Seven of Wands. And for you, this new moon falls in an area that highlights your personal income, your possessions, gifts, bonuses, profits and losses, any purchases and financial dealings with banks, loan institutions, or wealthy people. So you may be opening up a checking account or trying to add to your savings. If you're partnered, your partner may increase life insurance at this time or make some large purchase that requires a loan. But this is a good month for finding new ways for you to budget and to try to increase your savings. So this card is the Seven of Wands. So you may be trying to gain some type of an advantage. And this is going to enable you to make some beneficial changes in your relationships. But you're going to have to be flexible, because being rigid is going to mean that you have to deal with upsetting circumstances longer than necessary. So this could be a time period where you get both a mixed bag of both opportunities and challenges. And so you're going to have to be very persistent in trying to reach your goals, whether those are small ones or more complicated ones. And you may be people may be calling on you. They may be seeking your advice or your assistance, and you may have to rearrange your schedule because of that. So if you're having to try to correct other people or help them along, try to take a more inspiring approach rather than a threatening or judgmental one. For some of you, though, you're on the defensive, and you may feel as if, well, it may seem as if nobody can please you, regardless of what they do, because you have this unyielding attitude. For many of you, you are trying to gain an advantage with wisdom, and this could be maybe opening yourself up to higher self, or trying to gain some knowledge that will help you improve your sense of security, your sense of self-worth, your talents, how you value yourself. And you may be seeking some inner peace, or some of you may be seeking some spiritual guidance with regard to that. For you, Leo, this new moon is in Leo, and so this is going to mean that you're going to be making some changes, possibly in your appearance. You may be purchasing a new wardrobe, changing your hair. Some of you may be getting cosmetic surgery, or just changing some personal habits. This is a time period where your popularity can be at a peak. So, you know, you will be... people will be seeking you out, and maybe you get involved in some new projects or some new ventures. But this card is the Two of Swords. So you're trying to make some kind of a decision and trying to find some balance. So your personal determination can either help you do that, or it can be your worst enemy. You're going to feel a sense of uncertainty about something. And so you're going to have to, again, rely on your Leo traits. Be confident, but not overconfident. Because it could go either way. You may rush in and do something, or you may be tempted to do nothing at all. For some of you, you're playing a waiting game, and that's a good strategy. It's going to work for you. But for others of you, you may be just avoiding something. Make sure you don't allow impatience and frustration to control your behavior or cause you to say or do something that you regret, that actually undermines what you want to save or what you want to promote or what you want to salvage. And you may be doing this because you're trying to preserve yourself in some way or advance yourself. And don't let your fears or your anxieties override your better sense of judgment. But this is a time where you are seeking some balance, perhaps with trying to gain outer and inner alignment. You may be juggling many things at this time. You may be trying to make decisions about how to balance your work life versus your private life. But you are seeking a healthy balance. Okay, for you, Virgo, your new moon falls in a very private sector. So for some of you, you will be dealing with some confidential and investigative matters, possibly some police activity. Some of you may have contact with hospitals, institutions, sick people. For many of you, there may be some solitude or some personal limitations that you're working through, some problems you have to deal with. But try to stick to a routine and try to work to find out what has brought you to this place where you may have made some mistakes in the past. The Page of Pentacles says that this is a significant turning point for you in your emotional and your social development. So you may be getting more involved in the community. You may be helping people who are on the fringes of society, or you may be doing something charitable or donating your time and your energy. And you may be making some permanent arrangements with some partnerships. So this is a time for plans. However, you may be struggling with those plans, and they may be connected to health or business or financial matters. But I also feel, even though this is in a very private part of the sky for you, that there's an emphasis on your self-expression and letting yourself shine. You may be working on building your confidence or your creativity. For some of you, you're just simply not engaged. You may be self-absorbed during this time. Libra, this new moon falls in an area for you that puts an accent on social ties, group activities and friendship, the pursuit of your hopes, goals, wishes, and dreams, business income and assets, and you may be seeking people who can be of help to you. Some of you will be getting involved with community projects, joining clubs and organizations. So this is some new beginning on an emotional level. Maybe this is a new project, or it could be a new relationship. But this is a time period where if you work with your emotions, you can be very productive. And you may feel a great sense of gratitude. You may feel relieved. You may feel thankful because some new turn of events has created this situation for you. For others of you, you're facing a challenge and you're at risk for making things worse or creating more trouble for yourself by trying to force things to go your way. So you may be overly emotional. But this is a period of renewal. So there's some new beginning, some revitalization taking place for you, perhaps connected to healing. And many of you may need to try to have a more positive mindset during this time. Scorpio, for you, this new moon falls in an area that may have you dealing with government officials or agencies, bosses, important people, or a parent. So your job interests, your responsibilities, your business, your occupation, and your career will now require your attention. And the focus is on attaining your goals and aims in life and improving your credit rating and your social standing. So you could have some possible honors and popularity, or you may be coming before the public. You may be gaining public attention during this time. Now, your card is the Strength card. So some of you may be taking some time out to sort of gather yourself and get your peace of mind and your confidence back in gear. And you may be dealing with some self-doubt that threatens your peace of mind. And so don't let this push you to, strike out in anger or frustration. There's a need for you to strike a balance between your physical and your mental health. And your faith can be rewarded during this time, and it's going to give you some peace of mind, especially if you know that you've put in your best effort. You're going to be very highly intuitive right now. So there could be something that comes up that rejuvenates you, jumpstarts you, and you may happen upon some answers that you've been seeking. Now, for those of you who are operating in fear, you could have fear of recrimination, rejection, failure, fear of being alone, and this is going to cause you to settle for what comes easiest, even if it's not for your higher good, or even if it's not what you deserve. So your fortitude is going to be tested. So this is a period, I feel, where you may be looking back over the past. Memories may be very important right now, and you may be grappling with past influences or reveling in the past, having difficulty moving on. Sagittarius, you have the Star card, and this new moon falls in the area for you about formulating long-range plans for the future. So you may have communication or transactions with people at a distance. You may be traveling, you may have some religious, spiritual, or intellectual interests, or you may be involved with the affairs of your partner's relatives. This may be a time where you have to take care of some legal activities or some documents connected with insurance benefits. So you have the Star card. This says that you are spiritually protected. Some of you may be feeling very vulnerable. You may feel open. You may have dealings with the young women in your life. Some of you are in the spotlight. You are the star. This is a time where you're going to rely on your faith, and this is what's going to carry you through. So if you're dealing with any kind of difficult situations, as long as you stay in touch with your inner self and let your intuition guide you, you will pull through. Any setbacks or disturbing circumstances that you're dealing with, this is your opportunity to rise to personal achievement. So you know that something is on its way. There's some big change coming, some transformation, and you're going to be tested about your ability to believe in yourself, and that there is a positive meaning behind any circumstance, even if it's difficult. So your faith in yourself, other people, and situations, your belief system, these are all up for scrutiny during this period. So open yourself up to new possibilities, and your faith is going to be rewarded, although it may come in a different package than you were looking for. Capricorn, you have a new moon that emphasizes marital or partnership funds and financial dealings with other people. So jointly held money and property, insurance, alimony, child support, taxes, resources and savings, private transactions. Some of you will be dealing with surgery. There may be issues connected to legacies and inheritance, debts and collections. and mortgages. So you have the Seven of Pentacles. Now, for some of you, this is patiently waiting. Maybe you're waiting for an answer. Could be some frustrating delays. Some of you have planted seeds and you're now waiting to reap the rewards of your efforts. Whatever's going on at this particular moment in time, you're going to be taking a closer look at your endeavors and your relationships and where you've been investing the majority of your time, your money, and your emotions. Now, for some of you, you may be encountering some negativity, some resistance, or there could be some confusion. And it doesn't matter how insignificant this appears to be on the surface. For you, this is going to be the breaking point, and you're going to take your irritation out on other people. And so if there are any kind of grievances or worries that you have, they could be you could blow those out of proportion, especially if you feel that some aspect of your life or your earning potential is in jeopardy. So for some of you, this is a period for you to seriously consider coming up with some ways for additional income or restructuring certain aspects of your relationship. Aquarius. The new moon for you falls in an area with an emphasis on marital and business partners, teammates, competitors, your allies, large-scale negotiations, and your willingness to make concessions and improving your understanding with others. So you have the Hermit card, and so there could be something comes to light. Karma is now working through circumstances for you to help you wrap some things up, tie up some loose ends, particularly those things that you have been avoiding. And so this is a time where you are going to have a new outlook. Something is going to happen to change your belief system and your understanding. And you may be surprised at what you discover. But you have some spiritual protection right now, even if you're experiencing some stress or dealing with a crisis. And this is a time for you to be observant, to listen, observe, see what other people are doing and if their actions are aligning with their words. Also, you're going to take a more philosophical or intellectual outlook to life, approach to matters. So you're going to be seeing yourself, other people, and other situations more clearly. I feel like trust may be an issue for you right now. And so you're dealing with trust issues and the support that you get from other people, your belief in yourself, the need to feel protected, and recognizing where you've been vulnerable with regard to your partnerships. Pisces, you have a new moon in an area that emphasizes health, your bodily well-being, your eating and dietary habits, and improving your physical condition, your job and employment, the services that are performed for others, and how efficiently you're working on the job, your relationships with supervisors, co-workers, and relatives such as aunts and uncles, the health and the care of your pets, and repair services. So you have the Six of Swords. And so on some area of your life, personal, professional, legal, medical, you may be feeling as if you've been going in circles. And so you're trying to come to some better understanding about yourself, about other people and your relationships. And you're going to have to be patient in trying to make that happen. But there could be some things that happen that allow you to broaden your perspective, change your outlook. And it's going to be easy for you this month. If you've been involved in any bad habits or toxic situations, it's going to be easier for you to remove yourself from that, to change your harmful habits, or get rid of situations that have been limiting you and keeping you from doing the things that you enjoy, to keep you from living your life at its fullest. It's possible that during this period, someone that you enjoy shows up again. But it's also possible that you put faith in somebody and they disappoint you yet again. So some issues could come up that you weren't expecting, that maybe you thought had been taken care of. They're going to show up and you're not going to like when they do. So you need to pay attention to where you've been wasting your time, your energy, your efforts, and believing in situations and people that don't deserve it. And I believe that this month you're going to have a breakthrough. You're going to have some sudden inspirations or insights, or something that you're involved in is going to take off for you. And others of you are going to get some unexpected visitor or news. So this is a month for you to avoid any impulsiveness, but you will be moving on from negative situations. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please share your experiences related to these predictions in the comments section. I'm very interested to hear. Remember that this is for the period of August 2nd through September the 2nd, and so events can occur at any time in between. So stay tuned for the reading for this month's full moon on the 18th.